Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another fascinating edition of Seekers of the Supernatural. I'm your host, Tony Sfera, along with Ed and Lorraine Warren. Tonight, we're going to talk about poltergeists. We're going to explain what a poltergeist is. There's many different kinds of poltergeists, and we're going to concentrate on a water poltergeist case. And the poltergeist case in general is the one that most people hear about when it hits the headlines. When a haunting hits the headlines, it's usually a poltergeist case or poltergeist phenomena that is occurring. So I'd like to start with Lorraine, if I could, first tonight. Lorraine, I know you've been on with Ed thousands of cases, a lot of them poltergeist cases.
A lot.
Can you fill us in on what a poltergeist is and some of the cases you've been on?
Well, poltergeist, the word poltergeist, Tony, is a German word. It means noisy or mischievous spirit. And it's basically what it does. It is noisy and it is mischievous.
Sometimes very dangerous too.
And in certain cases, it starts out with throwing things or big puddles of water. Now, big puddles of water occur in numerous cases. They occurred in Enfield, England. They occurred in Saugerties, New York, the case we're going to speak on tonight. They occurred up in Connecticut and Glastonbury. They occur in numerous cases where we were. Big puddles of water.
But there are also the rock-throwing poltergeists, such as we had right here in Sandy Hook. Rocks weighing over 20 pounds were falling on 3 different homes at Eichler's Cove on Lake Zora here. In Bethlehem, Connecticut, in 1953, in Michael Healy's home, stones fell for 2 years periodically. They had police stationed all around, state police, constables, neighbors, all around the hills of this small cottage. And these stones would just appear out of thin air and fall on top of the cottage.
But see, there are so many ways poltergeist phenomena. If you remember, we had a case where we talked about a Ouija board being involved.
Right.
Now, where Ouija boards are concerned, many times that is an open invitation, especially when you're dealing with children about puberty age, and females in particular. So there's many ways poltergeist phenomena comes about, but the catalyst in a poltergeist case, whether it's Bridgeport, Glastonbury, Saugerties, New York, Enfield, England, in most every one of these cases, there is a female involved. Sometimes a male.
Not in this case.
No, not in this case.
And I think this case in Saugerties is remarkable in that it went on for like 3 years.
Yes.
And they brought in plumbers and carpenters and masons, you name it. The man who they're going to be hearing talking, the son, is a carpenter. And of course they looked over the roof, they went under the eaves of the house, they looked down for pools of water, wells, streams. This water just suddenly one day collected in another small building which was owned by his father, a very elderly man, and I think he's Norwegian. Soon after his wife died, and they were always bickering and arguing. After the wife died, the old man was lighting a fire. He had all the wood and everything in this here wood stove, closed it over, and all of a sudden water came out of no place, went right through the metal and put out the fire.
Like a wave, Tony.
And then water started collecting on all of the walls, the ceilings. They looked like big clusters of grapes. You'd be walking, all of a sudden a splash of water would hit you right in the face. The old man was actually wearing a raincoat and a helmet inside the house because it was raining and water was, and then he went over to the daughter's house, which was about 100 yards away from his. And then the real violent things started to happen. Windows were blowing out, furniture was toppling over. One afternoon, the old man and the young grandson, who was around 14 years old, were in the house when suddenly things started to topple over. There was banging sounds, loud noises all over. They ran into the bathroom, into the shower. Water was pouring out from all over. Then they heard glass crashing and breaking. There were like 6 windows in the kitchen, and it seemed as though a baseball or a rock went through each window, and it would throw that glass for about 18 feet outside the house when it would hit. They stayed in that bathroom, the boy and the old man, from, I think it was like 9 o'clock in the morning till 4 o'clock in the afternoon when other people came home.
Because they were so frightened,
They
Tony.
were frightened, and the boy didn't want to leave the old man because it was a bad winter day out there. It was snowing, it was sleeting, and he felt if he took his grandfather out, he might fall and get hurt. But one of the experiences that it's humorous in one way and horrifying in another. The old man would wear a helmet because things would fly all over, hit him. He steps outside, and a force hits him right in the back of the head, knocks the helmet 50 feet away, but he never got hurt. That's the thing about poltergeist phenomena. Very rarely does anybody ever get hurt.
But then the danger...
But they can get hurt, though, right?
They can definitely get hurt. They can
yes.
be killed. But, Tony, this one incident, now, this shows you the level of intelligence. When this type of thing sets in, when you are no longer dealing with just poltergeist phenomena, but some spirit activity is coming in, and when it has